Here's my final part 2 for the Creating a Good Life class, EXDM 300. Class number 1 was the introduction to the course, and my biggest takeaway was that I should never have to feel guilty for enjoying myself or having fun. President Worthland said that God expects us to be happy and to focus on joy. Class number 2 was positive psychology, and I really liked the happiness formula where it showed that 40% of our happiness is voluntary, and so we have a big part in choosing if we're going to be happy or not. Okay, lecture number 3 was on flourishing. This was one of my favorite lectures, and we talked about using our signature strengths. The better that we are at finding our signature strengths and applying them, the happier in our life that we'll be. We'll be able to have meaning and purpose in everything we do. Lecture number 4, achieving authentic happiness. Gratitude is one of the quickest ways that we can feel real authentic happiness. And so if we can be conscious in our efforts to be grateful, we will be able to be happier. Lecture number 5, the how of happiness. We should be taking advantage of every moment and be happy and live in the now. And most importantly, make sure that we are sharing those moments with those who matter most to us. Lecture number 6, about positivity and love. For positivity, we actually need to think less and do more. If we think too much about it, it can cause us to be ingenuine in our positivity. All right, lecture number 7 was about flow. So my big takeaway from that was I should never feel guilt in developing my hobbies and talents and things that I love. If I embrace what I love and am passionate about, I'll be able to create more flow experiences. Lecture number 8 was on meaning and achievement. So a lot of the meaningful things we do in life isn't always going to make us happy in the moment, but if we have the perspective that meaningfulness will eventually bring us happiness, we'll be able to feel like we have more purpose. Lecture number 9, happiest places. We can use inclusive design to be intentional about creating happier places. As we solve for one, we can extend that to many and make our happier places even happier. Lecture number 10 was on why we do what we do. So in the activities that I do in my life, I want to take time to remember, why did I start doing this in the first place? If I go back and remember my intrinsic why, I'll be able to be more joyful. Lecture number 11, self-determination theory. One of the 3 elements of the self-determination theory is relatedness. So to be determined in our personal goals and self-determination, we still need to be connected with others in our life in the midst of being effective. My contacts were hurting me. Lecture number 12 was time famine, and we should not try to do more than one thing at one time. If we do one thing at a time and work smarter instead of working harder, we'll be able to be a lot more effective. Okay, lecture number 13, take back your time. Having a balance in your life doesn't mean that you have to do everything all at once in your life. We need to be realistic with our expectations, and we'll be more successful as we take time to recover. Lecture 14, building a good life in the digital age. When I pick up my phone, I want to make sure that the task I'm doing is meaningful and has a purpose, and make a list of things I'm going to do if I want to get on my phone so that I can grow my talents instead of sit on my phone. Lecture 15 was on intentional families. We don't have to be an ideal family to have an intentional family, but as we're intentional about our core values and doing things around those values, we will have a fighting chance. Lecture 16 was family rituals, and my takeaway was that family rituals can help children feel really secure. We just have to be consistent in our family rituals we choose to do, and it can help change and improve our family relationships. My contacts were hurting me. Okay, lecture 17 was Last Child in the Woods. And a big takeaway of this for me was that every single day we should create outdoor experiences. We should be doing weekly trips, monthly trips, and biannual, annual outdoor activities that we create for ourselves. Lecture 18, Experience Economy. You need to ing the thing. Lecture number 19, fostering empathy. Big takeaway of this is sometimes when a relationship is difficult, it might not be either of the two people. Sometimes it's the relationship. So we need to back up and change the way that you see the person. Change yourself. All right, lecture 20, design thinking. People aren't just born creative, but we can foster creativity. So we all have the good ideas. Now we just need the confidence to act on them. Lecture 21 was the intro to designing your life. I love the quote that said, passion is the result of a good life design, not the cause. So finding our passion takes time, and in order to find our passions, we have to go out and do. Lecture 22 is the wayfinding and Odyssey plans. And so I learned that when we are creating these Odyssey plans that I can actually design the life of my dreams. And the creative activities that we did helped me realize that my dreams can be my real career. And so I'm now on the path to pursue those. Lecture number 23 was prototyping. where doing is thinking. So if you want to know what your future is going to go be like, you should go test it out, buy a cheap plane ticket, think the unthinkable, and then just go for it. There's nothing to lose. Lecture number 24, the last one, choosing happiness. I love this one. The biggest part for me was the decision making. That the last part of our decision making is to be able to let go. That we're going to be our happiest in our decisions if we just learn to go all in with our one decision and leave the rest behind. One decision that we make is not going to define our whole life. So it's all about just doing the next right thing. This was the best class of my semester, and I'm sad it's coming to an end, but I'm super excited because now I have official plans going forward of how to create and design a happy life for me. So thank you, Professor Hill.